Let me share a screen with you. Integer a equal to 10, integer b equal to 20, step a comma b, that is pass by value, and printf percent d a is equal to printf b is equal to percent d, and I need to write this swap function. Integer x comma integer y. I'm using the same example just now I had explained to you. Integer 10, equal to x, x equal to y, and y equal to z. This function is not returning anything, so it's void. It is not z, it is 10. So you can see here a and b, two integer variables. Then when we press next, value of a is 10, value of b is 20. X and y, for the swap function, new memory is allocated for x and y as well as temp. So x will get value 10, y will get value 20. Temp is not assigned value 8. And when you say temp equal to x, temp is now 10. When you say x equal to y, x is now 20. And when you say y is equal to 10, so y is now 10. So values are swapped. Instead of 10, 20, it is now 20, 10. But when you come back to main, note that value of a is 10 and value of b is 20. And it will print value of a and b as 10 and 20. That is pass by value. Now in case of pass by reference, what I have to do is I have to pass this reference A and reference B. And here I have to use pointer X and pointer Y. And I need pointer 10. Pointer is in direction. Instead of directly going to that value, we'll go through the address. So X is pointing where A is stored. A is pointing to A. Y is pointing to B, like this. So that's it. What we have used, instead of passing just values, we pass the references, and to store these references, we need pointers. Now let's check. I hope it will support pointers. Unsupported feature. Okay. started executing it. The same thing, value of A is 10, value of B is 20. Now we call swap function, but here we use pointers. You can see here, small letters, it is written pointer. Y is pointer and even temp is pointer. Just check what X is holding. So note that X is pointing to A, Y is pointing to B. So X is holding address of A, Y is holding address of B. So X is pointing to value X. When we use star X, it is pointer to A. When we use star Y, it is pointer to B. And temp is not pointing to anything else. So when you use this X equal to temp, now it is not executing that part, it's not supporting it. But you can now imagine that temp will point where X is pointing. Means temp will also point to temp. Okay, pointer X equal to pointer temp. So here temp will point to temp. Now pointer X will point to where Y is pointing. So now X will point to 20 and then Y will point to 10. And when you come back, the value of A is 20 and value of B is 10. You can execute this code. In say online editor. The swap function, main bracket, this is not needed. Okay. If I run this, okay, I have to mention return type. It's void. I think it requires return type.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
You have not declared the function at the start.
Oh, in C language, we have to define the function. It's called prototype. Swap is taking two variables of type floating point. Sorry, integer pointer. Okay, you can try this code at your end. I think it is not waiting for print option. It is directly executing return 0 statement.
Ma'am,
Yes.
in function declaration, should we write int pointer x and int pointer y? X and y are missing.
That doesn't make any difference. This is just a type declaration and it will match the type with function call. Okay, I hope you got what I meant to say you about parameter passing. So in previous lecture, we have seen that what is the difference between argument and parameter, and what are formal parameters and what are actual parameters. So formal parameter in this function, it is number in, that is a formal parameter which is defined for that particular function. And when you call a function and when we pass the value, this is called argument or actual parameter. Then about types of parameter passing, call by value and call by reference. So computer language can pass an argument to a subroutine. Subroutine means function or procedure by two ways. There are different ways like call by name and call by value result, which are not supported by Java or C++. C and C++ and Java supports these two parameter passing method, which is called call by value and call by reference. So in case of call by value, this approach copies the value of an argument into formal parameter of a subroutine. So as we have seen, integer a comma b is copied as it is in x and y. So values are passed or values are called. Therefore, changes made to the parameter of the subroutine have no effect on the arguments. So whatever the changes you make in the subroutine or in a function, that is in that copy of variable. So it is like you transferred data from one container to other container and yours have changed into that particular container, but it didn't have any effect on the previous container values because it is another value. So whatever you make change in that function, that is only reflected in x and y or the formal parameters, which not affect any about actual parameters. So the changes made to the parameter of subroutine have no effect on the arguments. And another type, just we have seen that call by reference. In this approach, a reference to an argument, not the value of the argument, is passed to the parameter. So here we are not passing the values, but we are passing its reference. And inside a subroutine, this reference is used to access actual arguments. But actual arguments are used in the subroutine with the help of reference. So whatever the changes we make in the subroutine will directly affect the arguments used in the call or subroutine. So as you see in Java, Java uses call by value by passing all arguments, that is precise effect difference between where the primitive type and reference type is passed. In Java, like C language, we didn't have the concept of pointers. But when we pass objects or the references, it is considered as pass by reference. So let's see how call by value and call by reference is implemented in Java. So in previous lecture, we have seen different examples of calling a function with parameter. That is all these are the examples of call by value. When you pass any primitive type, now we have seen different primitive types supported by Java, like integer, float, character, boolean, etc. It is called pass by value. So whenever you pass any primitive data type, it is pass by value by default. And a copy of argument is made, and whatever the occurs in that parameter, it has no effect to the outside method. Okay, this is the example. We have class test, method void math, int I comma j, and some parameter. I is equal to I into 2, j is equal to j divided by 2. So we are doubling value of I and we are dividing j by 2. What are the half? We are making half of the j value. Now in this main function, we are creating object of this test class, test ob is equal to new test. Note that I and j are not class variables, are not the part of test. These are the local variables of this method. So we have defined here two variables, a is equal to 15, b is equal to 20, and we call this ob.math with a and b. So here before call, when we display the statement system.out.println a and b before call, it is, what is value of a here? It is 15. And what is value of b? It is 20. And we pass this value 15 and 20 to this math function. So in case of I, what is value of I? I is 15 and b is 20. Now when we multiply I with 2, it is I is equal to I into 2. Value of I will be 30 and value of j will be 20 divided by 2, that is 10. So value of I is 30 and j is 10. But when you come back to this main function, again value of a and b is 15 and 20. It is not 10 or 30. 30 or 10. So when you run this code, you will get value of a and b as 15 and 20. Let me explain you this code with Python tutor again. Here I have to select Java. It was class test. We had method void math. Any function name of your choice, integer I comma integer j, and I is equal to I into 2. You can use that shorthand operators, and j is equal to j slash 2 divided by 2. It's not returning anything, and this is end of my class. It has just one method, and in another class, main method, I'm creating object of test class. How to create object of test class? So test ob is equal to new test, default constructor. Now here I'm creating two integer variables. Integer a is equal to 15. I'm taking the same values. Integer b is equal to 20. And we call this ob.math method with a comma b. And we have to print value of a and b before execution of this method and after execution of this method. So I'm using system.out.println before a, space and b before execution of math method and after execution of math method. Okay. If I want to execute this, so execution started from main line number 12. The object is getting created. As there are no variables, it is not showing anything. Test instance. Now it has called a method. Object is created. Now in main, variables are assigned. There are three variables. One is object, another is a and b. So value of a is 15, value of b is 20, and object is pointing to some memory location. Then before execution, it is 15 and 20. Okay. Then we call this method ob.math a comma b. Note that values are copied in this I and j. New memory locations are used for I and j. A value is 15, b value is 20. And we are performing operations on I and j. We want to double value of I, so I will be 30, j will be half, that is 10. So value of I and j is changed, but value of a and b is still as it is. So when you come out of this math method, these values will be, or these variables, memory allocated to these variables will be released, and a and b are still unchanged. So after execution of this main method, you are getting the same values. Now suppose we want to convert this code to pass by reference. So in case of pass by reference, here I am using class variable. Instead of I and j as a variables for this method, here if I use value I and j are instance variables or class variables. So no need to pass any parameters. And while creating the object itself, you can pass these values to a constructor. Int a comma int b, I is equal to a and a is equal to b. So first get the values and then create a variable with constructor. Now you call this value, and what you're doing is you're passing these variables here. So these variables will be copied in I and j. You're performing values here operations on these variables I and j. So I and j are getting modified, and when you display, you have to display ob dot these, instead of I, a and b, you have to display values of ob dot I and ob dot j. So in case of call by reference, in this approach, a reference to an argument, here we are not passing the value of argument, we pass reference is passed as a parameter. So inside a method, this reference is used to access actual values. This means that changes made to the parameter will affect arguments used by the routine. So as you will see, although Java uses call by value to pass all arguments, but you can pass object can be passed as a data type. So what we do is here, instead of passing these values, you have created that object, and here no need to pass the values. We pass that object OB. We can pass object OB. And we create one more object for return type, OB1, which will use default constructor. This will call the method math, and here we pass the object OB, and here OB1 dot math. OB1 has A and B between. So when you pass an object to a method, a situation changes dramatically because objects are passed by what is effectively called call by reference. So here you have created integer a comma b here, and this I and j you are passing as a parameter. So just the thing is changed. Here you pass object, and these values will be like this. So before and after. So in this example, what we'll do is, no need to take these variables. Just pass values 15 and 20 while creating the object. No need to call this object. This is our object OB with values 15 and 20. And before call, what is value of I and j from OB. Now note that I and j are defined for this object OB. So we need ob.I and ob.j dot operator. And then we have created this object ob with this constructor. So ob.I is 15, ob.j is 20. Then we call this method math with test object ob. We are passing this object here. So for this method, we need test.say o object, and this o.I and o.j. O.I into 2 will be this I, current object I, and O.j means this object j, and this is our result j. So this O stands for this parameter. This is the argument that we are passing, and this is the parameter. And this object is calling this method math. So this ij belongs to this particular object which is calling this method. And after we'll print I and j. Note that the object that we are passing and from with the object we are calling the method are the same objects. This example is just for your reference. This is the same object. Note O and OB are nothing but the same object. So no need to write here O. This is 0. O.j and O.I. So whenever you pass any class or any argument, as an argument, when you pass any object, it is considered as pass by reference. No need to write or data type. It is like just any other parameter, you can pass this object. So this is test ob is equal to new test. It will create an object of test class with two variables I and j. Here we pass parameters 15 and 20, and that is stored in I and j. So I is 15, j is 20. So object is created with value of I 15 and j 20. So when you display this before this statement, before ob.I and ob.j, it will be 15 and 20. Now you call this method with parameter. Instead of passing a and b or I and j, we are passing an object ob to this method. So note that O and OB are pointing to the same object. Here I am passing OB and I am putting it in O. Like here we were passing with A and we are accepting in I, or we are passing in A or we are accepting in X. So X and A, or in this case O and OB are the what we can say allies, or pointing to the same memory location. So when we change value of I here in math function, so it is changing these values. So j is half and I become double. So when you come back to main method and print it, the values are changed. We'll take one more example. I think this is a bit confusing. I'll explain you with a complex class. So you studied complex numbers, right? So what is a complex number? How to display a complex number? So it has two parameters, say real and imaginary. Integer, real and imaginary, and will perform addition of two complex numbers. We'll need a constructor which will initialize this real and imaginary. So this is real is equal to R and imaginary is equal to I. This is my constructor, and I'm going to perform addition of two complex numbers. Complex I want to return complex number. So integer add complex C1, comma complex C2. I'm passing two complex numbers. And to return, I need one more complex number. No need to return here. This function can be void. So the object which is calling this, so it has real part. So real of the output is equal to C1 dot real plus C2 dot real. And imaginary of output is equal to C1 dot imaginary plus C2 dot imaginary part. This is end of my class. I'm just performing addition of two complex numbers. So this is a class complex with two variables, integer, real and imaginary. We can display complex number like this. For example, if I want to show 2 plus 4i, this is the way how we write complex number. 2 is real part and 4 is imaginary part. And if I have another complex number, say 3 plus 6i, how we perform addition of two complex numbers? 2 plus 3, that is 5, plus 6 plus 4, that is 10i. So we should get this output. This is addition of two complex numbers. Note that this I'm storing in C1, this is I'm storing in C2, and this is the result. So one complex number has two variables, real part and imaginary part. This is real part and imaginary part. So in main, first create a complex number, complex A1, any variable name that of your choice, new complex. I'll pass value 2, 4. Just 1 minute. And complex A2, another complex number, new complex 3, 6. So I have created two complex numbers, A1 and A2. This is A1 and this is A2. And I want to carry out addition and store result in third complex number. So complex A3 is equal to new complex. This is default. So what I want, A3 dot add. A3 is a calling function. We can call a function with at least one object. We need an object to call a function. And I'm passing A1, A2. And then I have to print the result. Result is A3 dot real. I want to display plus sign. A3 dot imaginary. Concatenation operator. Then I have to print I as an imaginary number. I hope, yes, it is correct. So when I visualize it, okay, I need to provide default constructor. Which will initialize real and imaginary to 0. So first it will create object A1. We pass R and I. R is 2, I is 3, and that will be stored in real and imaginary variables of class, that is 2 and 3, 4. And this is our object called A1. So this is A1 with real and imaginary 2, 4. Next object is A2 with real and imaginary 3, 6. So A1 and A2, these are two objects. Now we created one more object A3, which is pointing to real and imaginary, which is initially 0, 0. So but new memory location is allocated. Now A3 is calling add function with A and A1 and A2. So note that in add function we use complex C1 and C2. These are formal parameters, and A1, A2 are actual parameters. So C1 and C2, these are nothing but a pointer to A1 and pointer to A2. So new memory is not allocated for C1 or C2, but these are pointing where A1 is pointing. This is pointing where A2 is pointing. So C1 dot real plus C2 dot real. C1 dot real is 2. C2 dot real is 3, 2 plus 3, and that result we are storing in C3. So this pointer is pointing to the object which is calling this method A3. A3 is calling this method. So this real means A3 dot real, and this imaginary means A3 dot imaginary. So 2 plus 3 is 5, and 6 plus 4 is 10. This is for A3. And when you come out, now A3 is 5 and 10, and you can display the result. Five plus 10. Is it clear? This is how object-oriented programming works. You have to create a class. You can create the objects and work on the objects. This is what we can call abstraction. From here, what you can see is A1, A2, A3, A3 dot add A1, A2. But this implementation of add method is hidden. It is inside a class. You can change this function. You can modify this function and it will not affect this function call. Instead of add, suppose this is another say sort function or any algorithm, you can change this algorithm at the backend, and this will not affect your main function. I hope it is clear how to pass by value and how to pass by reference.